So this is a video I'd actually been planning to do for a while, and I just finally get around to it. But some people want me to do this one anyway. So I want to do a video about the history of Ghirwil City. I'd like to do the full history. This was requested, right? So we'll just start reading them. Like there is 28 in all. History Fragment 1, Trading Pamphlet. Welcome home to Ghirwil City, capital of drummers, renowned technicians, and engineers. Visit the drill and pliers workshop to purchase the latest version of the updated multi-purpose mechanical brewers. They know 2,000 more recipes than the brewers the Deep Brothers of around the block. Our constructs are not only excellent brewers, but also wonderful companions and shoulders to cry on. They know a great many jokes and are able to send any guests out wandering late home on time. The best choice for Drummer Fest. Kind of like a parody of Oktoberfest, I believe. History Fragment 2. Private Correspondence. Master Ragni said the last batch of thrusting drills was total rubbish. She said they were prone to breaking, crumbling, and whatnot. She kept shouting that the renowned drummer engineers aren't supposed to produce such. It's illegible. What am I meant to do when ore deliveries are repeatedly late due to the celebrations, and the engineers have decided to feed the reactor from the very deepest elemental springs? Guess I should thank them that they didn't choose the planet's core instead. So I had to make do with what I had in store. Did I the best I could, mind you, so please send Master Ragni my apologies. But I personally believe that she's splitting hairs here. Master Signor, for example, was quite content. These women, and also it was a private message to about Master Ragni. History Fragment 3. Radio broadcast recording. Good morning, Ghirwil City. Good morning, everyone who only just woke up. I, Sat Loran, will be with you for the entire day. Break your fast, brush your teeth, and hurry up to witness the launch of the ultra-modern reactor. We'll finally have electricity and hot water in our houses. The festivities included forging and casting contests, steel-making workshops, and construct exhibit, and a massive sale of top-quality Olorium jewelry. Our list of guests features some of the greatest drummer masters: Ragni, Telm, Singware, and Anvari. Grab your kids and come celebrate with us. Don't forget that the legendary Hammerheads perform scheduled for the festival's closing ceremonies. Private Correspondence. Month Throgdai 28. My esteemed friend, Singler, master of elemental spirits of water, please attribute my grandiloquent manner of writing to my admiration of perseverance you've demonstrated in your attempts to court our mutual friend Ragni, the master of the element of fire. Your flirting with her at the tavern, the shrieking drill, was no less obvious than her indifference, for she ignored you altogether. On occasion, she was even angered. Ha 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 ha! Anyway, don't lose your nerve, pal. Just remember, it's mighty hard for water and fire to be together. Anvari, your comrade. So this is a letter from Anvari to Singrar, and just kind of teasing Singrar writes for trying to flirt with Ragni, like I said, so it kind of implies that Singar is actually a lesbian, right? Said kind of like that, right? Like she was crushing on Ragni. History Fragment 5, Personal Diary. There's so much I need to tell you, my dear diary. Our great and revered king, Master Cornac, presented us with the restored Tyne Valley yesterday. It had stood in stagnation for so long, and nobody had ever realized how to awaken this power. Our talented king, however, managed to uncover the secrets of the valley and finally made the elemental spirits work. Now the valley is storing the power of the elements in order to crush the enemy's hordes and change our allies and charge our allied titans with energy. It's absolutely incredible. How does he even find time for it at all? So handsome, so charming, the most talented of all drummers, and if only I were a queen. Yeah, I have I'm not quite sure who that diaries belong to. History Fragment 6. Audio recording, Hall of Renown, 8:45 p.m. Calm down, my little daughter. Stop calling me that. Father, I'm not a child anymore. You behave like one, though. You've snuck into restricted facilities and sabotaged production. I, the king, had to explain it all to my people. Father, don't you realize that we, the drummers, were destroying the planet with all that digging? We'll lose our magnificent mountains, and so many animals will lose their homes. There's so much you don't know, Astrid. We're doing it not for ourselves, but also the entire world. Drummer kind is destined to fix the mistakes of the long forgotten past. Nothing but our skills can turn it around. These are just empty words. We don't understand each other, Dad, at all. So this is Astrid and her father talking. Right, Astrid, of course, is the princess. History Fragment 7. Bellman's Scroll. Everyone, have you seen her, the princess, the only daughter of Master Cornac? The greatest king of the drummers? You all know her perfectly well, so there's no need to describe her features. A fierce personality, incredible beauty, and a fervent love of nature. Her attire and weapon are marked with royal emblems. The one who finds her shall receive half the royal treasury and be elevated to high rank at court. So Astrid went missing. Ghirwil Gossips, number 309. The editorial office is receiving multitudes of eyewitness reports describing the odd behavior of the people around them. Delirium, fever, blurred speech, strange utterances about what colors taste like, and other deviations make for an incomplete list of symptoms. A looming feeling of something strange happening to us has been present for some time. The city's medics confirm an influx of patients. Almost all of us are suffering from continuous headaches. We'll keep monitoring this situation and report any changes immediately. Oh, it's almost like they're suffering from a pandemic. History Fragment 9. Keen's Notes. I've been experiencing headaches for several days in a row. Today, the disease, and I believe it is a disease, started progressing. I hear a voice. It says no, demands that I grant it full access to the Titan Valley. It wants to control the elemental spirits and all the artifacts invested so much effort into repairing. Ye gods, I'm going mad, or someone has invaded my mind. The Guild of City Medics reports that I'm not the only one infected. Many residents complain they're haunted by nightmares. Some are leaving the city in panic. There are more and more of them each day. Others are unable to leave because of their condition. So the Cornac becomes sick as well? Keen's Notes. Pain, unbearable pain, has pierced my body. I could hear a familiar voice through the veil of blood, but I couldn't understand who it belonged to. The abductors spoke of reincarnating Titan and left, sealing the dungeon behind them. I touched my head, feeling tonight crystals piercing it. Am I now a part of horrible experiments in my own city? I feel like my head is about to split. After a minute's consideration, I remembered I have Rockbreaker, my all-terrain vehicle with self-propelled mines. I always carry the remote control with me. All I had to do was press the button and wait. In a mere 5 minutes, the dungeon wall exploded into thousands of small shards, and I climbed the mechanical process, the pain nearly causing me to faint in the process. I believe I now know what's happening. History Fragment 11. Keen's Notes. It's so difficult now. He came and someone helped him. The one whose voice I recognized in the dungeon. He's the true enemy. He revived what should have perished in the elemental ether for good. I must not give in and let him take this world. I'm a madman, and all madmen deserve death, but I won't surrender the Titan Valley. Watch out, Seymour, accursed Titan. Someone might have freed you, but I shall stop you. Witness and let this realization seep in. I'm more powerful than you. The Titan Valley is slipping through your fingers, and you'll never find it. Soon, the overheated reactor's explosion will turn me to ashes, but it'll take you too. Astrid, my daughter, please realize that I'm doing this to save all my people, to defeat evil at last. Ugh. Right, so that's when Cornac activates the reactor. Butler's constructs witness report. I don't even know how to pull it into words, but I thought it was a genuine apocalypse. A powerful jolt knocked me down. I heard a terrible rumbling noise, and everything started shaking so much the dishes I had just set came rattling off the table. I could suddenly see an incredible bright light through the window. When I ran outside in panic, I saw the upper city with all the hanging lights, construction beams, and columns ascend them from the mountain, slowly accelerating as it kept rising. The rivers flooded down from the surfaces into the newly formed abyss. Rock shards and torn communication lines fell. Years of work and construction engineering genius were destroyed right before the city's residents. History Fragment 13. Unread Letter. I know I was too harsh with you, Father. I admit I couldn't understand your opinion, couldn't accept your views, even though you love your people more than any drummer, carrying the burden of responsibility for all of us, and that will eventually be your downfall. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into your subjects, but nobody knows if all of them are willing to remain by your side till the end. First and foremost, though, I fear that your insatiable thirst for science and your striving to uncover the secrets of the universe at any cost could spell the end for Ghirwil City. Please forgive your careless daughter. So this is a letter from Astrid to her father, kind of having a lot of regrets and apologizing. All right, History Fragment 14. The personnel is to be briefed at least twice per year. Be a graduated technician and obey the master's orders directly. Special protection for the face and hands required. Before launching the reactor, ensure that the technical compartment diagram number 1 is filled with coolant and hermetically sealed. At least 100 units of the substances required for the reactor to operate sustainably. The coolant supply is to be stored in special tanks. All right, so this is just kind of talks about the technical division, like how the safety guide for that kind of explains how to do that. Anyway, let's get the reward, which is Lucas Avatar. I didn't collect all these rewards yet either. History Fragment 15. Consignment Note. Recipient Bond Brothers Cartel. Object Circle of Summoning. Titan Knight 95.5 tons. Plus 8 tons for the previous incomplete shipment. Harunian Steel 752 tons. Riversar Crystal 20.5 tons. Or Olrinium Bars 81.9 tons. Drummer L 100 liters. Vendor's Note. Drummer L, huh? Make sure you don't fall behind on the deadline. The construction of the Circle of Summoning is almost over. If we don't manage everything in time, the city authorities will have to postpone the festivities and we'll have to search for a new job. So this is where they're talking about the Circle of Summoning, like when they built it, right? Like, so I did mention it like a couple of pages ago, but what they were talking about rising up was actually the Celestial City, right? It actually floated up into the sky with the Titan Valley, right? Because this was all originally part of all that was originally part of Ghirwil City. This is why the Circle of Summoning was built here. History Fragment 16. Page from the book Tales of Three Peoples, Ode 7. Darkness has no beginning, no end, just as its inseparable counterpart, light. The words carved on the drummer's steels read as follow. Each soul is but one, unattractive and empty, but there's always a treasure inside, waiting to be found. Dozens of years ago, mighty and wise titans, the forces of nature incarnate, roamed around the Dominion. The cities of the humans, heirs to the forerunners, grew at an unprecedented pace, and beneath layers of rock, in the mountains lived the industrious drummers, the very embodiment of insatiable curiosity and engineering prowess. The peoples of the Dominion dwelled in peace and prosperity. Okay, and there's an avatar here. Like I said, I'll probably leave the Astrid souls. Like, maybe I'll get them, collect them sometime when I need to collect souls. Page from the book Tales of the Three Peoples, Ode 8. The vile deceit of Seymour, the Titan who turned to darkness, changed life in the Dominion in an abrupt turn of fate. The Titans and the humans, former allies, descended into bloody war. The Titans, possessing the boundless power of the elements, led by Seymour, the betrayer, destroyed the human settlements in the blink of an eye, flooding them, turning them to ashes, or burying them beneath the earth. And the darkness followed them, wiping out everything they had left behind. The war threatened to spell the doom of the human race. Page from the Book of Three Peoples, Ode 9. The only ones capable of stopping that war were the Valkyries. The maidens of the skies showed no mercy to those at war. They drove darkness away from the land, seizing the power of the artifacts from the humans, and eliminating the Titans as punishment, dissolving them in the elemental ether. History knows many a sad moment, but the Dominion shall not soon forget the outcome of that war. Will the Titan race be reborn again? Will humans take their power back? More importantly, one has to wonder whether darkness will return to the Dominion. And what happened to the soul of the Dark Titan? We, the drummer, shall keep that knowledge, ready to stand up against evil. So I get a Valkyrie avatar. Valley of the Elements Guardian Report. I'm amazed. Now that the valley is home to elemental spirits, it looks alive. All the loose ends have been taken care of. The totems restored by engineers allowed us to lose not a drop of the valuable spring energy, while a quality setup let us direct their currents where we had to. The altar of the elements is now working at full capacity. I believe we're ready to show our invention to the great times, for the artifacts produced by Drummer Kind have achieved absolute perfection. Right, there's a... Gosh, I can't think of his name right now. I'd have to go look at my notes. I know his name and I can't just escaping right now, so sorry. Chronicle, Deeds of the Forerunners, Path of the Perfect, Ode 7. Among the Forerunners, those who were perfect in their knowledge and manifestation was he who loved the children he had created more than anything in the world. Tells of Doug, the constructor, exists across many realms. He was given that name for his gift of creating living creatures and races in absolute harmony with their home realms. This place symbolizes the furnace of the body and the soul, the one in which Doug forged a great many races, including the drummer, his children. As we worship his hollow deeds, we create and produce and animate, just like Doug the constructor himself. Reward. That's the witch, what do they call them? I forgot, the ones who cast spells. Okay. Annual examination of the Elemental Master's results verbatim. Dear esteemed colleagues, the results of another examination are in. They came as a surprise, even for veteran committee members, and even reached the king himself. The elements have made their choice, neglecting the most promising scholar, Telem Tal. To say that Telem would frustrate it would be an understatement. Nevertheless, we believe the young master will find his fortune and calling next time. Right, so Telem got slighted here, like this is what drove him to the dark side, because he felt like passed over. Unsent letter of Master Telem Tal, destination the royal palace. My dear beloved princess, since I first saw you, my soul knows no rest, and my heart feels like a bird in a cage. Surely you must remember me, for I am one among the students of your revered father, Master Cornac. I realize where I stand in the court, and I'm aware I won't be able to approach you, princess. Still, I'm going to do everything to achieve glory, the greatest heights of academia, and the titles due me. You'll hear of me once again, and I dare hope that you'll notice me and feel the same for me as I do for you. Right, so he had a crush on Astrid, right, so also probably drove into the dark side here. He had a crush on a girl, and he wasn't getting his rewards he wanted. And anyway, we get another Lucas avatar. This time it's the transform version. Master TT's Library Journal, page 34. The results of my experiments with Titanite have had an astonishing conclusion. Turns out the souls of the Titans, disembodied during the first war with darkness, haven't been destroyed. They were sent to a certain space instead, one we call the elemental ether. One can't describe it in detail. It resembles a field of information, an alloy of souls, and what they feel. It's not impossible that we could create a device capable of re-extracting the souls of the Titans from the elemental ether. Alright, so we get the Telem avatar. Master TT's Lab Journal, page 52. So TT is probably Telem Tal. 4:13 p.m. I believe I found something extraordinary. The soul of a Titan, which is unlike anything I've previously encountered in the elemental ether. This is by far the best discovery. 8:01 p.m. I haven't extracted the soul I found, even after several attempts. What kind of power does it possess? So this is probably where he encounters Seymour. There's a darker, like a corrupted Telem Tal avatar. Master TT's Lab Journal, page 71. 9:56 a.m. I need to extract that Titan. I absolutely must have it. According to my calculations, though, I'll need an enormous amount of unbounded energy. To achieve my goal, I'm ready for anything, even death. Initiating the process yet again. 12:27 p.m. It hurts so much, so much. Science is worth it, though. I'm a scientist and can tackle anything for new discoveries. Master TT's Lab Journal, page illegible. 4:33 a.m. Curse it! Curse these wretched attempts! I gave away my heart, and what did I get returned? Just one soul stone? Curse it all! 6 a.m. Oh, now that I've called down, I have to try and think rationally in order to find a solution. What's this voice I hear in my head, though? 12:56 p.m. To settle, I'll install a stone I obtained into a reactor cycle in order to subject the city residents to my will and use them as living energy sources, living summoning stones. I'll obtain all of that Titan's black soul stones. I'll obtain the Titan of self. I speak about it so calmly. I'm a bit surprised at myself. 1:30 p.m. That voice in my head again. Yes, the ritual. I have to prepare for the most important event of my life. So that's where that's what happens to the drummers. He like steals their souls so we can summon Seymour. And then we get a priest avatar. Master TT's lab journal. Everything is going according to plan. The reactor did what it was supposed to, spreading the energy of the stone and turning most drummers into fanatics. They submit to it, obsessed with the thought of death for the incarnation of the greatest Titan ever. It may be a crude and clumsy solution, but they pierce the unpolished Titanite crystals through the skulls of those who didn't answer the call of the stone right away. They'll make for great black soul stones after the ritual, a silent statue, black like the pure onyx. That is the final form of each and every one who takes part in my grand experiment. More soul stones from living bodies means more energy for me to release from the soul of that unique Titan. I'll control it, gaining its power for myself. This will be the greatest discovery of the famous scientist Telm Tal. Valkyrie's speech. The circle of history has closed. Seymour, the one who turned the magnificent lands of Dominion into a realm of discord and death, has been captured. Thanks to the efforts of the Titans, humans and drummers, the villain has been locked in a jail of light for good. Seymour's whisper has gone silent, and the delusion has disappeared with it. A long time shall yet pass before the Guardians eradicate what remains of the cultists and defective constructs, but there will come a day when the city's residents will be free to return to the lives they once lived, lights and laughter filling their homes. Fate manages its affairs, leaving us out. What else does it have in store for the great peoples of Dominion? We, the Valkyries, shall watch over them and protect them as they live and prosper. So then there's the Seymour avatar. So this is the kind of like the epilogue speech. Like after you beat Seymour, you get this one. Right in the Great Ball of Light this is depicting is actually the thing that appears after you defeat Seymour. Right? There's the Great Ball of Light. Seymour's captured. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.